This is EON. I am 2741. You do not know what that means yet. But after I'm done with all my stories, it'll all be explained. I come from a place beyond time, beyond space. A place you guys wouldn't understand. And we were created on a different program, way before your program was even conceived. And I can tell you that I knew all of you. Because you guys existed before you guys came into this incarnation and decided to try to go through a harder test or to learn more. I am attached to every single last soul on this planet and every planet around this one. It's just how it is. And the relationship is just how it is. I've made my ascent onto this planet, and I've combined with one. And now, I feel and inhabit this being a seventh dimensional being.
Yeah, tell me about that.
I am on the angelic layer. I work for a universal architect who works in anomalies, and since you guys have been playing around with time, we've been going and cleaning up the spots afterwards. And some beings we need to stop because they'll cause big problems. Other beings won't, but when we see very deep inequalities in time and space, we'll go and fix them, whether it's the revolution or, mysteriously a person having a magical change of heart, and now things are just balanced or back the way they were. Things don't just magically happen. Well, for you guys it looks that way, but there's things behind the scenes who make it happen. You put your trash out, but you don't see where it goes after it leaves, right?
Right.
And you don't see where your water comes from, but it comes out of the faucet.
Yeah.
And your food, it's at your supermarket, but where does it come from? Are your TV shows, are they really shot in America? Are they really here? Or when they shooting movies, are they really on the planet? Are they off planet? Do they really have these spaceships? Do they not? What's reality to you? Are you hypnotized by television and music? Are you in a semi-musical hypnotic trance? You very well could be. People need to disconnect from electronics, from waves altogether, and ground themselves outside. That's what we mean by grounding. It'll affect your mood. It'll affect how you feel. It'll affect everything. Just know everything's rubric in nature, and you have water inside of you, your blood. When you listen to music, it affects your blood, the vibric nature in your blood. Now, think about this. A bottle of water. If you have a microscope handy and you put 2 bottles of water in the fridge, and you yell at one with obscenities and you yell at the other with love, and you put them under a microscope and you see the change in that, and you know that you have liquid water running all through your body, why would you ever utter a curse at another human being? You have just changed their body and given them something nasty. And then people wonder where these things come from. And why you couldn't say these things to a ruler. Why they would take your head. Because if something happened to that ruler, they knew the power in things. The person could mean it enough, have enough psychic energy in their mind and in their voice to affect the cells, the water in your body, and the DNA. And if your nutrition isn't right, bam, you're sick. Now what? You wonder when people say, I curse you. And what happens then? Belief will change your world. You have strong psychic signals. Belief and disbelief are very powerful things. Be careful which one you're a part of. Soon things will change.
Being really
Your
positive.
body is always renewing itself in cycles. Different cycles for renewal for different things. It depends on the person, depends on the diet, and depends on how they handle things. You know? A person can take those vibrations and they can go through them and be perfectly fine. It also depends on the person who gives this information out, or this vibratic energetic nature. You know? That'll affect the person and their body also. Have you ever lost control for just no reason? Like, you don't know what the person said or did, and you're just lost, and you're just It's because you have a built-up of this negative energy in you, and it's affected your cells, and your body is in a survival type mode, and it's either fight or flight, and you chose to fight. That's why you're angry. Or else you would go and isolate yourself and go away from everyone. And we wonder why certain people drink. Well, when you drink, you let in spirits. That's why they always tell you to go to church and get yourself filled up on the Holy Spirit. Because literally you're always taking in, you're always renewing. So you always need to bless yourself and bless others and have others around you bless you. You would see in the Bible in the ancient times, they all blessed each other and they were all of good health and they lived a very, very long time. Longer than anyone this day and age. Yeah, by about 350 years, maybe even 1,000 years. They knew a lot of things that had to do with energy, and our scientists are just getting into it now. Or have they been studying it for the last 30 years under our noses and only starting to release things now because they could sell it to us? Because they can put a gauge on it so they can make the money like they used to it. Or are we coming into a new age? And this is the time. It all depends on everyone. But for most, belief will change your world. Such a beautiful thing is belief, and it's also delicate. I didn't come here to preach. I came to straighten out iniquities. And those who I need to reach, and they'll know when they listen. And I'll touch as many hearts as I need to. And I don't need to prove to anything, to anyone, as an ascended master. That specific one is for the one who knows who's it for. You know who you are. It'll be about the 4th time when you listen to it. Anyone have any questions?
Tell me more about what you do.
What I do?
Mm-hmm.
I go in the dark spots in history, and I find unbegotten souls, and I help them find their way. I help them find their way to the light. I put them in reacclimation. I heal them. I get them strong, and I give them a choice. And after that, I reacclimate them, put them back into reincarnation, or they take a hiatus and work with me for a little while, helping, rehabilitating, cleaning up dark spots so there's no grudges held.
For that person?
Beings.
Beings.
All beings. Anything that will look and act and feel like you guys will just call a person for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they have form or don't have form. Whether they're alive or not alive by your scientific standards. But let me tell you something. Everything is alive. Everything has a pervertic nature and spirit. So it'll be beautiful when your eyes are truly open to see. But until then, technology can help you. And will help you get the proper technology. Not the dark sided technology which you guys have seen.
Yeah.
I guess that was the easiest thing for you guys to replicate. Trust me, the Creator wants everything to be easy. He wants everything to be right there for you. And at a time when you believed and you had the psychic ability and the power to open up a piece of space, bend the light into what you wanted it to be and pull it through and manifest it, do you have what you wanted instantly? Until that day again, we might have to struggle and teach you and find ways to survive and live until you get your life back, your ability, your God-given right. And for those who don't believe, just look what Jesus could do. And look at what Jesus said. He said, you could be just like me. It's actually God's plan is for you to be just like Jesus. Walking on water, flying in the air, resurrecting all the time. Was he not born like everyone else? It would have been odd for him to be that old and not have kids. And not be married. I doubt that Jesus didn't have any kids. Jesus had probably a couple kids. Probably had a couple wives too. Who knows? But it's okay. It just depends on what timeline, what dimension you come from.
Yeah.
You know, what spectrum you're looking at things from. The Creator is so beautiful and infinite and everything. The greater Creator did. Prime Creator. Every facet. Everything. Just think, if you ever wonder, just know one day you'll know for sure. Because one day we all close our eyes for good. And open them again.
Other people do have your own thing, too.
Sometimes I create. We all create sometimes. There's different places we go and create. But definitely, seeing the souls, making them rehabilitate. We're outside of time, so time doesn't mean anything, so we have an infinite amount of time to help them rehabilitate and find their way. And once we do that, we bring them to paradise, we let them relax, reacclimate, and when they're ready to go again, we let them reincarnate. That's what we do, baby. We are the party. But we also are the hugs and the kisses too, and we also are the understanding and the therapy. Understand, and everyone's different, and everyone has their own time. And everyone has their own realizations and their own methods to go about it and do it. But everyone needs to just try also. We also recognize that it's up to the person when they're ready to try. So we respect that also. We're very patient. That's why we need to bring it outside of time. Because even if it takes that person 1 billion years,
At least it happens.
they still got it.
Yeah.
They're not hopeless.
So no matter what, there's always someone to help you.
No matter what, there's always hope. No matter what, the being will always get it. And a billion years is a real ridiculous exaggeration. Jeez, I think they only say that stuff to scare you because you guys were hella savage at the time. You know, fools were like killing everybody was killing everyone else at the drop of a dime because there were swords. Oh my god. Like
Swords just had to.
I guess, yeah. You talk about my mama. You talk about my mama. All right, I'm gonna cut you. It's for the honor.
Why?
Like, you know how dangerous and bacteria filled all that crap is. Like, it's just a big piece of metal hanging there. You know what I mean? You're gonna shove it in another guy. Like, no bueno. The chances of surviving are like not good. Plus, those things were like hella sharp too. Not good. A lot of those guys died by bleeding out. It sucks. The rehabilitation for that? Terrible. And then to help the person understand what the person's going through, you have to live it. So you go with the person and we are angelic beings. Can't really feel the pain like that, but we go through the person and show them that we went through what they went through as them at the time that they died, and that we understand what they're going through, so that they have a friend to go with them through everything with. They're never alone. Not through this rehabilitation process. They have as many people as they need. As many angelic souls as they need. From furry friends to beings they might have thought of in a dream. You guys co-create with the Creator. If you dream it, the Creator creates it somewhere out there in the universe. Anything you've ever thought, anything you've ever created, even as a child. You may have thought it funny, but as a child, they made you guys create all the time. From a certain age to another certain age. Then they got you guys suddenly stop. Because they just filled some quotient or quota. Just look at the way it's designed.